What's up, everybody? This is Ace from Ace Corner Talk. Hope everybody's doing well. Just wanted to give you a little bit of content today. Feeling pretty good in my spirit, man. Hope everybody's feeling good also. Um, Giving shout outs to my wife, Queen C. Peace. Love you. Um, Stay encouraged. Keep your head up. Everything that you are desiring to do will come to pass. Just keep your mind focused and keep your faith. Everything gonna be cool. Just wanted to give a shout out to Suicide H29. Stay strong, bro. Hope everything is well. Give a shout out to Logic, Food, Clothing, Shelter. Peace to you, bro. Just give a shout outs to everybody that subscribed to Ace Corner Talk. Everyone that has hit the like button or the dislike button. Everybody that have subscribed to my channel and been a part of Ace Corner Talk. I appreciate you guys. It's well appreciated. Let me see. Okay. I wanted to say peace. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get this chat right. I'm gonna give it a few minutes before I get right into what I'm going to talk about today. I just want to say peace to Mama Sonia. Peace to you, Mama Sonia. I'm Ace. Hope all is well. Hope everything is going well in the CA. Just wanted to say peace to my own mother. I'll give y'all a few minutes to get in the chat room before I go on with the build. I'm not going to be long. I'm going to be very brief. But I just wanted to give a little content, a little something that was on my mind. So I'm not going to be long at all. I just wanted to give a little bit of what's on my mind. And hopefully you'll be encouraged by it. So, we got so much things going on today. There's so many different things going on in the news. There's so much going on out here in our society. Like, we're faced with all kind of scandalous issues and problems, and I mean, one thing from another is just happening. And I want you out here, those who listen to my broadcast or might be listening to some positivity out there, I want you to continue to remain positive. All right, through all of what you might be facing, through all of what you might be experiencing, I want you to be positive and remain positive. Uh, I'm enjoying the I'm enjoying the the feeling I have. Let me say that. I'm enjoying the feeling I have on the inside because can't nobody do it and can't nobody give me the feeling that I have but God. And I realized that I'm in a decent place to feel this way because I trust in God, believe in God, and He's the one that has been driving this ship. So I'm feeling good. I feel grateful. And anytime that God blesses you, I want you to keep in mind that you should be feeling grateful. Anytime that there's a door open or God excels you in any area in your life, that should be the opportunity where you give Him His due just and give Him the credit. So I do credit God for giving me strength, giving me health, giving me a peace of mind. I want to say, as I sojourn, as I continue to journey and continue to age in my life and continue the walk that I'm on, I'm finding that, even though life has its experiences and we may face bitter experiences, although we might uh, travel through a rough road, and some people may not. Some people might have a silver spoon, but it brings me to discuss the topic of today. Is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? And oftentimes, when we look at the experiences we go through, We look at it from a negative standpoint. Oftentimes, when we go through a traumatic situation, and I can even say us Christians, when we go through things, or believers rather, when we go through things, the first thing we might say is, that was the devil, or the devil did that. I know plenty of people that every time something bad happens, they are immediately associated with the devil. Not saying that there's circumstances that could happen. All right, no sound. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all have to let me know if you can hear me. All right, if you can hear me, somebody put in the chat. If you can hear me, please put in the chat that you can hear me. Can you hear me, Suicide? All right, hopefully I fixed the sound problem. Because I said a whole lot, and okay, can y'all hear me? I'm going to make sure I got my sound right. That's better. Excellent. Okay, I want to give my shout outs. I want to give my shout outs to my wife. I want to thank my wife, Queen C. Keep your head up. I know everything's going to be all right. Everything that you're desiring, everything that you're looking for is going to come to pass. Just keep your faith, keep your focus. You in the right place at the right time. There's some good things happening. So I just want to big my wife up. Love you. Peace to you. I want to big up Suicide Ace 29. What's up, bro? My main man. Want to big up Logic, Food, Clothing, Shelton. Peace to you, bro. I want to say what's up, Kane. That's my main brother. What's going on here in Baltimore? Holding it down. That's my brother from another mother, as well as Suicide and everybody else. Like I revere y'all as close brothers, man. But Kane in particular, that's my motorcycle partner. So we do our thing. We ride out. I want to say peace to all of y'all. Peace to my subscribers. Peace to those who subscribe to Ace Corner Talk. Peace to y'all that have been a part of this broadcast. People that might look in. Peace to all of you guys. I want to send a special shout out. I want to say, Mama Sonia, peace to you. Peace to you. Peace and love coming from Ace Corner Talk. Keep your head up and everything will be well. And, hopefully I'll get to meet you and get to build with you at some particular time. So peace to you out there in the California. Mama Sonia, peace to you. I want to say peace to all of those who have inspired somebody else to just keep moving forward. I just want to say peace to those who have been inspired to do good things out here. Peace to all of y'all. In some way or another, y'all playing a major part in somebody else's life, and it's only good to know that you're being effective in somebody else's life. So peace to you. Hope all is well. Glad that y'all are in good health and in good spirits. All right, hopefully y'all can hear me a little better. Is that better, anybody? Can y'all hear that better? I had adjusted these mics. I'm still in the process of building, y'all, so I got to work out the kinks and I got to work out all of the niches, all right? So if you can hear me much louder, I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me know. All right. Now, getting to this. Now, people, when we look at life, we always look at it from one lens. And I'm not just saying everybody, but I know me, myself, I have done this on numerous occasions. I have looked at, peace, Doug, I have looked at life from one, it was either when everything bad happened, it was the devil. That's every time something bad happened, the devil did it, the devil did it. But never associated it with things just happening in life. Now, I'm going to talk in a tone. I'm not preaching to you today. I'm not trying to give you a sermon or a lecture. What I am going to do is going to speak and give you a little bit of insight on how to look at your situations a little bit different. That's all. I'm not preaching to you today, so don't get the running from me, all right? We're not going down that lane today, but I will give you a little bit of something that's going to help you. So today we're going to talk about, is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? And I want you to look at it from this side. Now, oftentimes we do associate everything that happens from a negative standpoint. But if we want to associate anything with biblical standpoint, let's go there. Let's go to the Bible where God says he will reign on the just as well as the unjust. That comes from Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, 45, and 46. That's what he talks about. He will reign on the just as well as the unjust, meaning that there is no particular person going to escape the realities of life and trouble happening to them. Whether you are rich or poor, whether you have class or you're low class, trouble is going to hit your door. But it's not whether it hits your door. It's whether how you look at it and how you approach the trouble that comes against you or comes into your life. How do you classify it? How will you group it? How do you deal with the trouble that comes and the adversity that comes to your life? Because as we often say, well, the devil did it, so you immediately go into prayer mode about your troubles. But sometimes you got to look at God allowing trouble to come into your life for a particular reason. And why is God allowing this to happen at this time? Sometimes God would allow things to come into your life so he can reroute your plans. Because you might got plans and you might say, I'm going to do this. And you be so strong-hearted and so strong-willed to do something. But God might be avoiding you going down a wrong road or going down some type of a trouble. So God will allow some things to happen to kind of put a halt to your plans now. The things that you are choosing to do, he might put a halt to it. Not saying that he won't allow you to accomplish your goals or your aspirations or anything. Saying he might just put that on hold because there might be a particular danger or a particular thing that he's not wanting you to go into or go down that path. So we have to look at it from a different standpoint. Is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? Is God using different things to hold you back from danger or to hold you back from going down a path that he is not desiring your life to go down? Okay, maybe he has something bigger for you. So he has to hold you back from going down a road that might ultimately take you off the course or way off the course that he might not have planned for you, or that he might not have had the fruits in there for you to be prosperous in. That's how we got to look at it. You have to open your eyes and stop saying every 5 minutes the devil did it. Because some things the devil's sitting back and waiting because he knows the natural process of life will happen. Okay? The natural process, the natural things in life will occur. There ain't no stopping that. You're going to go through adversity. You're going to go through death. You're going to go through troubles. You're going to go through marital relationship issues. You're going to go through issues on the job. All of these things are going to happen, whether you want it to or not. But it's not whether it happens. It's how you classify it and how you approach it. Is trouble your enemy or is it your friend? So we have to look at it from that standpoint. Now, when I face adversity, I have to step back and have to look at it and I have to tell myself, where is the good in this situation? I don't immediately have to associate the bad with it because I already know if it's coming from a negative standpoint, that's just what it is. So I have to look at where can I find the good in it? And if there is no good that I can find in a situation, then I have to allow my mind, my thoughts not to get engulfed or get wrapped into the situation because it's all negative. Did y'all catch that? If there is a situation that I cannot find the good in it, that means I have to withdraw from it and not take it so personally and not put myself into that situation. So that way it does not consume me. See, people get consumed with problems and issues because they have not trained themselves to find the good in the situation. So what happens is, okay, now that you are in it, you're stuck. You're stagnated. You're stuck. You can't move out of the position. What's up, Munchie? So you cannot get out of the situation. You're stuck right there. The situation is overwhelming to you now. It's consuming you. There's no movement in your life. Your thoughts are not moving. Your heart's not in it. So when things come, step back. Step back for a moment. I want you to look, and I want you to say to yourself, where's the good in this? Because God will reign on the just as well as the unjust. And the Bible do talk about all things work towards the good of them, or for the good of them that love the Lord. So that is a Bible scripture that says all things. He didn't say some things. He says all things will work for the good of them that love the Lord. All right? I'm not going preaching to you. I'm just giving you some scriptures that if you want to go search that, Google it. All things work for the good of them that love the Lord. So even in the bad, or even in the midst of your storm, or the worst of your situations, you still can find good in it. You still can find a brighter light, and you still can find a better horizon in the darkest situations. All things work for the good of them that love the Lord. So I want to say this. Looking at our life, my life, your life, is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? When you approach life, when you approach your situations, when you get down to the nitty gritty, when you get down to the bottom of it, it has a source. Everything has a source. Even learning my computer, it has its sources that you go to. Meaning when you go into that particular source, it's going to open up different things to you so you can be able to navigate and to be able to deal with the particular properties in it. Okay? I'm trying to use some good logic here. So in your life, you have to get down to the source of the issues in your life, where it began, how it started, and then once you begin to start peeling back the onion and peeling back the sources of what the issue is, then you can get a better sense of how these issues evolved, how these problems began. And then if it's a negative problem, you can trace back where the negativity started in your life. Sometimes you got to go back and arrest. You got to arrest. I mean arrest, meaning you got to arrest the issues in your life, and you got to get a hold of it, all right? You got to arrest those problems that have been hindrances to you in your life. You got to arrest it or capture it. You got to capture them problems, all right? Take hold of that thing. Take control. Tell the problems they're not going to be any issues or any problems anymore. Take the power back from those things that have been a thorn in your flesh, a thorn in you that you can't get rid of. You got to take the power back from people. You got to take the power back from your enemy. You got to take the power back from your family. You got to take the power back from anybody that opposes you, all right? That try to opposes their will on you, that try to oppose their thoughts on you, that try to oppose that danger in your life. Take the power back. Is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? I want to talk, and I'm sorry, people think when I talk like this, I'm angry. I'm just an expressive person, all right? I love being expressive because that's just how I am. Even when I might be dialoguing with people, they think I'm mad, they think I'm coming at them. It's hard to detect whether Ace is angry or not because I'm like this, okay? I might talk to you and I'm not going to be yelling at you. Like if we was face to face, I'm calm and I'm cool. But when I get excited about something, I am expressive. All right. So don't take me as, oh man, he's yelling at us again. No, I'm not yelling. I'm just being expressive because I'm excited. Okay. I'll tone down soon. All right. But is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? When we look deep beyond the surface of things, when things come to your life, when things enter into your life, you have to take another look. Don't just accept that it came to destroy you, which things do come to destroy you, like the Bible says. But don't take every single thing as it came to destroy you. Sometimes God takes things and allow it to happen to uplift you. Because you're not going to move. You're not going to seek destiny. You're not going to seek the promises. You're not going to seek God. You're not going to seek these things unless he allows some things to come into your life to shake you up, See, people, if there's nothing to shake you up, you will live life carelessly the way you want to, doing the things you want to do. And the way God gets you woke and the way he gets your attention is unless he shakes your foundation up. He has to send things into your life to shake you up a little bit so that way you can get refocused on whatever it is he's trying to get your attention in. Okay? Is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? God has to send some things to you to kind of throw you off course to get you back on course. I know it's a funny way to look at it. I know it's a funny narrative, but look at it from that way. Look at it from the other side. Just don't take it from your front view. You got three sides to look at things: your point of view, somebody else's point of view, and God's point of view. Look at it from a different point of view. So when God sends these things to your life, do understand he's sending it for a reason, to shake up your foundation, to shake you up, to awaken you to what is actually happening. Sometimes we are so bogged down because of life, because of experiences, because of what we're going through in the moment, we don't realize that there's danger coming ahead. God might be warning you of some dangerous things that are about to come or that are occurring in your life. So what happens is we don't recognize it. We don't see it until it just abruptly comes in and it appears right before us. But sometimes we got to step back and we have to hear God, hear the voice, hear your friend, hear a cousin, hear a mother, hear a grandmother. You have to hear the voices of people that are trying to reach you. Okay? You might be so far out there in your mental that you might be bogged down with some stressful things in life, your job or family, whatever it may be. It might be somebody trying to get your attention, or whether God sent somebody to you to get your attention. But you have to take a step back. Take a step back. Look at it and say, you know what? I see what's taking place, but today I'm not going to allow that to be what's going to be my downfall. That right there, that particular situation or that particular incident is not going to be my downfall. This is the day that I'm going to arise above that particular challenge. You got to tell yourself that. You have to tell yourself that. Because I've had to do it on many occasions. My wife will come and she might say, hey, you know what? This is happening. This is happening. And sometimes just because you don't respond to somebody's emotions when they want you to, does not mean that you're not ready or equipped to deal with a situation. So sometimes my wife might come to me and she might say this happened or this needs or this, da. And sometimes I might not respond the way she wants me to. Sometimes I might look at it and I might just be like, okay, all right, cool. And then I'll go about my way. But she might think, and I'm only knowing this because we've been through this once or twice, she might think that I'm not paying her no attention or I'm not really concerned about the particular situation. Not so. It means that I processed it, I took what you said in, and now I'm going back to allow my thoughts, my mind to gather a game plan on how to deal with that. See, that's how I started to deal with things. Because before, I'll be shook up if something came and somebody said, oh, this happened, it'll get me off course. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? No. When things come to my plate now, it's like, okay, now I have to strategize my next move. What I'm going to do now that I got this particular news, now that I got this particular incident that happened in my life. Let me give you this prime example. I went to court 2 weeks ago, right? I was in a motorcycle accident. It was the early week in September. My man Kane is in the chat room right now. He'll tell you. He will tell you. I got in a motorcycle accident coming down 29 going to 70. He was riding with me. So we coming from a good day. Just ate some lunch and we was coming back home. We was getting it. You know, having fun, enjoying ourselves. Nice sunny day. So there's a car in front of me and I approached this car. So as I approached the car, I noticed he was undecided. But what he did was he drifted into the left lane, then drift back into my lane, which caused me to drift and hit a car. So I hit a Mercedes-Benz like mine. I hit a black Mercedes. Bam! My whole right side hit that Mercedes I think I was going like 70 to 80 miles an hour. I might have been doing fast, but I think I was into my 70 to 80 miles an hour. I hit that car with such a force, it ripped the whole side of my bike off, like ripped it clean off. Oil all over the highway, ripped the brake pegs and all of that stuff off. My whole arm, you can even see the scars still here. I got the scars on my arm right through my shoulder from where I hit the car with the force. Luckily, I was able to maintain my composure to keep that bike up. I didn't go down on the concrete. I stayed up. And I was so out of it, my boy Kane was like, man, you all right? He was frantic because of what he just seen. But I was so adrenaline, and my adrenaline was pumping so fast, and I was so, just coming through that, I was more worried about my bike than I was myself. I'm like, man, my bike, man, But then the reality set in that I could have just been killed, right? So the ambulance came. They shut the highway down. It was the 4-lane highway. Shut it down. I refused to go in the ambulance, but I actually did, and I just sprained a couple of things. Nothing broke. Thank God, nothing was broke. I should have been dead. The ambulance guy said, usually when I come to these calls, I'm picking somebody off the ground dead. He said, you're a lucky man. My bike was totaled. So my bike was totaled. I had to come out my pocket and pay a little over $3,000 to get my bike fixed, right? My insurance company said that I didn't have full coverage. Now, when I got my bike, I asked for full coverage. Listen to this, people. I want y'all to pay very close attention. Let me see this chat. I want y'all to listen to what Ace is saying. This is very, very critical that y'all listen. So what I did was, they said I didn't have the insurance. I'm saying, what do you mean? I said, at that time, I had 2 bikes. The bike that I got was a race-ready bike. So I said, I want full coverage on this, liability on this one, because it was a later model bike, and this was an up-to-date bike. So I said, let me get full coverage on this bike, blase. Get into the accident. They say I only have liability. That means it will not cover the damages to my bike and to myself. Right? It would only cover the damage to the other person's vehicle and to the damages of the persons, right? And by the way, the people I hit was test driving that Mercedes from CarMax. So it was a car full of Chinese people. It was about 4 of them in there. So what happened was, so after that, I said, okay, so what should I do? I said, man, that's not right. Y'all did not give me the coverage that I asked for because I asked for full coverage on this bike. So what happened was I had to take a claim out. So I took a claim out against them and filed it with the people downtown. So when I filed that claim, they called me back, wanted me to explain the claim and all that. I did that. They denied my claim, sent me a letter and said they denied it. So I said, man, that ain't right, man. So I resubmitted another claim, but this time I was taking them to court. So I'm taking my insurance company to court now. The date came, which was 2 weeks ago. So I went to court. So I was in there by myself. So their lawyer that was representing my insurance company was right there. I'm by myself, representing myself. So, I'm sitting in there. I had my little button up and all that. I'm coming in there. The lawyer was looking at me. Why all lawyers got to have slick back hair? He had slick back hair, had his laptop out and all this. So we proceeded, right? So he's asking me questions. So now he's trying to trap me and trying to get me to say, why didn't I look over the policy? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? So I prayed before I went in there that God will guide me on what to say and guide me on my thoughts and help me with my thoughts, right? Because they think every black person is just stupid and we can't articulate or can't put things together. Let me tell you something. I went in there and I represented well. You understand me? When he was asking me questions, I was coming back with the questions. Bam, bam. So it was my time for me to state my claim. All right. So he called one of the representatives that was supposed to have talked to me and set my policy up. So he had him on loudspeaker. And then that individual was talking. He was like, yes, this, that. He was asking them questions, leading questions now. So so when it was my time, I told the judge, I said, well, Your Honor, I said there was no way for me to know whether they rehearsed what they was talking about or not. And I said, second of all, I don't even know this individual so-called that had set my policy up because I spoke to a woman. I said, I don't even know the individual. I spoke to a woman, and I remember it vividly because she was asking me questions of whether I was all right. She was a giddy white girl because the sound of her voice sounded like she was white. She was giddy, asking me all of these questions. So I said, Your Honor, that wasn't the individual I talked to. I don't know who that is. So I don't even think that his statement to this case is credible. Oh, so the lawyer sat back and did like this. When he did like this and looked over at me, oh my God, looks can kill. So it looked as if he wanted to kill me because I was starting to come back at him. So then I asked him, I said, so I want to ask you a question. So I said this, I said, okay, how many situations like this have you experienced being connected to this insurance company? So he said, what do you mean? So then the judge said you have to rephrase your question. So so he said it twice, rephrase that question in a different way. So I wasn't understanding. I was trying to pose that question. So the judge said, I understand what you're trying to say, but you can't ask it in that form. So I said, okay, let me say it like this. I said, is my case the only case that you have seen like this? And he said, no. So I said, okay, cool. So with that being said, do you think that it could have been a mistake that was made on my case? He said it could have been. I said, okay, fine. I said, now, with that being said, I'm talking to the judge. I'm looking at the judge, talking to him, just like I'm talking to you guys. So I said, okay, in that case, I set my policy up, and I said, as that guy stated, that I have full coverage on the older bike, and on the newer bike, I had liability. So I said, Your Honor, I said, my neighbor hit the older bike, and the bike got totaled out. I got paid for that bike. So that bike was inoperative. Couldn't use it. I'm talking to the judge now. I said I couldn't use the bike. The bike was inoperative. It was in the yard. Still ran, but the fairings and stuff was all cracked up. So I said, Your Honor, it didn't make sense for me to have full coverage on a bike that did not work. So when that was the cause of me getting a new bike, because I didn't feel like putting the money and energy to fixing that bike. I just took the money that they totaled it out with and got a brand new bike for that amount. So when I got that bike, I had liability on it still because I didn't want to just total it out. I was just going to work on it as the time progressed, right? Bear with me on this story. It got some meat in it. So what happened was, so the judge, the judge just started looking at me, did like this, just like the lawyer did, started looking. So I said, yes, it didn't make sense for me to keep full coverage on the bike when it was an older bike and it was inoperative. It would have made much sense if I got a new bike to put full coverage on a race-ready bike. So I said, it was a mistake, Your Honor. The female that set the policy up made a mistake. She reversed the coverage on each of my policies and didn't give me the right coverage. So long story short, I know I don't want to bore you guys. I just wanted to give you this. They set my policy up wrong, people. So now they don't want to pay the $3,000 and something I put into my bike to get it fixed. They just wanted to say I made the mistake, and so they can have a mistrial or just sweep it under the rug. But I'm praying, and hopefully it comes into my favor because they made the mistake, not me. Don't be scared to face your adversity. Don't be scared to stand up to whoever it is, to whatever that giant is in your life. Don't be scared to stand up to it. Because actually, when you start chopping the giant down, you can chop him down to your eye level so you can deal with him. I went in there with confidence. I went in there not stuttering. I went in there with clear mind, clear speech, and articulating my words to be able to get over to that judge exactly what I wanted him to know about my case and my situation without a lawyer, okay? I'm saying this to you. Is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? Today we got to get down to the nitty-gritty of our situations in our life. Is trouble your enemy or is it your friend? Are you going to look at it as the end of be all? If you get trouble in your life, it's not the end of be all. It means that you're now ready to move to another particular level in your life when that trouble comes. That's all that trouble means. It means that you're now ready to start elevating in a particular situation in your life. That's what trouble does, and that's what trouble is. Trouble is just a sign of elevation, people. Trouble is a sign of elevation. That's what it is. People don't look at it that way, but if you search through the scriptures and if you talk to some people that got some wisdom, at any bit of trouble that came, if they faced it the right way, that means they elevated to the next level. God, this is how God works. If you face some issues in your life that comes against you, what God will do is, if you fail that test comes back. If you pass that test, that means you move on to another test, okay? That's the way it works. It ain't no hard agenda to it. If you fail the test is coming back around. God will allow it to come right back until you pass it, okay? It's trouble your enemy or it's trouble your friend. And face that adversity, mount yourself up, get strong in your faith, get strong in your mental, and go at it. Stop saying that, okay, I got this trouble. I must have did something wrong. Oh, I'm the best. I'm the worst person on the face. No, if the trouble came, that means there is a space for elevation in your life. Okay? That's the way you got to look at it. That's the way you got to look at it, people. There is room for you to start elevating when that trouble comes. Because outside of that, if you have no troubles, if you have nothing coming against you and you have no troubles, that means you're going to continue to do things the way you did it. Trouble comes to move you, to elevate you. I guess I'm talking to myself. I ain't got nobody tuning in right now, huh? Okay, I guess I'm talking to myself, but hopefully y'all getting the gist of what I'm saying. Hopefully you're getting the gist of what I'm bringing out to you guys, because if you don't catch this, listen, if you don't catch what I'm saying, you're going to continue the circle or the cycle and repeat this thing over and over and over again until it clicks here. It has to click here. Is trouble your enemy or is trouble your friend? That's all I got for you today. I just wanted to tell you, be strong. Be strong in what you're doing. Be strong in your faith. Be strong. Have courage. Stop looking at your troubles as something that came because you either was the worst person or you did something bad, because the Bible did say, and let me read the scripture in case you did not get it, okay? In Matthew 5:44, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of the Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good. Now listen, and sendeth the rain on the just as well as the unjust. Okay? That's coming from Matthew. He sends the rain. He sends evil to the good and the bad. Then he allows the rain to rain on the just as well as the unjust. So it's coming to you whether you want it to or not. Look at it from a different point of view and watch how your situations will evolve to what it needs to be much faster. All right? Ace got to go to work. Got to get that Skrilla. I appreciate those who tuned in. I love all y'all. Peace to my bros in the chat. Y'all stay strong. We moving along with the mission. Whatever it is that you're faced with, we're going to get through this thing. No matter what it is, we're going to get through this thing. Keep your head up. We are going to move past all of these issues. And the next time you get on the broadcast or the next time you tune in, you'll be able to put some testimonies in the chat about what happened to you today, about the successful things that happened. It ain't no time for no pity parties and sad stories. I'm sick of people got so many sad stories that they can't elevate themselves to any positive. Okay, we already know negativity is around us. We know negative people are around us. But how about you keep yourself positive so you don't get pulled in or drawn into to low activity. I was about to say sucker activity. Don't get pulled into a low frequency, a low way of thinking, a low vibration. Keep yourself elevated and mentally stable. Y'all got that? All right? I'm talking to myself as well as everybody out there. So don't think I'm preaching to you. Oh, what did he know? No, I'm talking to Ace. Because, yes, you get tired and weary, and you would want to fall into that pity party. But there ain't no time for that at this particular time. Right now, you got to keep it moving and keep strong. Love all you guys. Appreciate y'all being in the chat. Aces in the hole. Appreciate all y'all. Okay? Let me go here with it. So I appreciate Suicide. Sorry for the no sound, but we good to go now. Appreciate Doug. Appreciate my main man Kane. Appreciate Queen C, wifey. Appreciate Munchie for being in the building. Peace to you. Peace to Doug. Peace to let me see. Peace to Logic. Main man, Food Clothing Shelton. Peace to everybody that has subscribed to Ace Corner Talk. I want to say peace to Conceited Bristol. Haven't seen you in a minute, but peace to you, a Baltimore native. I want to say peace to my newfound friend all the way from the CA. Peace to Mama Sonia. I want to say peace to my own mother. And peace to everybody. I'm just glad y'all tuned in. Hopefully you can get something out of what I brought to the platform. It's time to shut this thing down, and we'll be back with you with another headbanger. And I'm going to get my sleep and get my rest. Peace to everybody. I'm out.